What is up, everybody? This is Omega Belmont here with another look at a cool video game here. It's called Dino Frontier on the PlayStation VR or PlayStation 4 plus the PlayStation VR. It is a VR only game, so you have to have the VR, PlayStation VR to play it. And I finally got one, so I'm super excited to try it out. And I actually tried out this game, so this will be one of my very first full VR games. So other than Resident Evil, which I haven't played yet, this will be one of my first one. Anyways, this is Dino Frontier. It came out yesterday on August 1st, 2017. It's developed by Uber Entertainment, and Uber Entertainment has done a few games like the first Wayward Sky, which is the first VR PlayStation VR game. They also did Planetary Annihilation and Monday Night Combat, so quite a few games there. The game itself is about $29.99 on the PlayStation Store, but if you pre-order the game, which if you have a VR, I would probably try to get it. I would have pre-ordered it, which I did, but you'll get it at $29.99 on the PlayStation Network store.
Get rid of those weeds.
Dino Frontier is a little bit of a weird game. It's a strategy management game, kind of something like Roller Coaster Tycoon, you know, those kind of management type games like Sims and things like that. It's kind of like that. You got to keep track of your town, your resources, your people, and things like that. So when you put on your VR headset, you're actually looking down onto, you know, the map. So you see this big old giant map, and you see your town and, you know, some wooded areas and places like that. So you see that. What you can do when you get into it is actually use the PlayStation Move controllers, which is a must. I think that's the only thing you can use anyways. I don't think you can use controller, but with a PlayStation Move controller, you're able to zoom in by holding the two middle buttons. I don't know what they were called, but like I said, I never had a Move before. This is my first time having one, so I need to look that up. But you move those, you hit those two buttons in the middle of the PlayStation Move controller, and you can kind of pinch in and out, kind of, you know, like on a smartphone or something like that. You can move the height up and down. You can, you know, zoom in closer to your town, and you can see all the people and things like that. You can zoom out to give a bigger look at the map and little things like that. And then when you actually get into the gameplay, what that does is you have your two hands that you see on the map, and all you can do is pick up characters, and what you do is you hit the trigger button, you go over a character and it highlights a character, hold the trigger button, and it actually picks them up in their hand, and then if you turn it upside down, or you have your palm going upwards, it actually shows you the stats of the character. So pretty small little things like that is freaking awesome. And then when you start building your town, you are the mayor of your town, and you build it, and then what you do is you have your UIs on the left and the right. You actually have to look at it and actually point at it, and when you point at it, it opens up a new menu in your hand, and then you can, like, pretty much put the Move controller over it and grab it, and then throw it down onto your town or place it wherever you want to. And then when that happens, you see that a hammer pops out of it. Use the hammer, and you actually have to crack down on the building, and then it makes your building. So and then the little small things like that is pretty cool. So now that you made your building and everything like that, you know, you have different buildings like a wood processing plant, a food processing plant, a little saloon that, you know, your characters can, you know, become unhappy, and then you can actually place them into the saloon. And there's small little things like that you can do with your settlers. You could do, you know, pick them up, throw it into the food processing plant. Now you don't cook them up or anything. They actually turn the wheel, and it actually makes food. So, you know, you have the food, but it's not processed yet. So you have to make them work to make process. And it's the same thing with wood. And then you can actually have your settlers, and this is where their resource gathering comes from. You have your settlers go out, and you actually could place your settlers where you want them to be. You want them to farm food, or you want them to chop wood. I'll place them there, and they'll keep chopping wood until you know, there's no more trees or no more little bushes that have food and things like that, so they won't chop it. But what you can do is, and it's pretty cool, is If you run out of trees, right next to your wood processing plant is a little canister of water you could put and actually grab, and then you can water your trees back to life. And little small things like that, to me, is it's freaking awesome. I love that just a little bit touch of that. You don't have to send your guys super far away. I guess you could if you wanted to, but you can keep them up close to where your settlement is, and let them chop down trees, replant them, do it over and over and over. It just becomes a cycle. When they chop down trees, you pick them up individually, one by one, and throw it into your food processing plant or your wood processing plant. So it becomes a little bit tedious at times. You have to keep doing it, things like that. So, but this is where the dinosaurs come from. You grab these dinosaurs. What you do is you make your lures, and once you have enough materials, make your lures. Lure out a dinosaur, and it comes out. And each lure is based on the dinosaur. So if you want this dinosaur, use this lure. If you want that dinosaur, use that lure. So you place a dinosaur lure, and then it pops out. And the commentary actually says, "Oh, here is a dinosaur right now that's coming. So place your guys there." And what you do is you place your characters. And they fight them. So it's not just a straight management. They actually do have battles and things like that. Comes out of left field for you. So what you do is place your characters and let them try to stun the dinosaurs. And when they stun them, you can bring them back and tame them. And then some dinosaurs become really helpful for your settlement, because some of them are good at fighting, some of them are good at gathering resources. So when your guy that you put to go chop down trees, if you place the dinosaur with him, he actually follows the guy around grabbing wood, and it just goes automatically into your wood processing plant. Other things you can do is actually, I didn't find this out until a little bit later, is you can actually grab the pieces of wood that fall out. You can actually throw it across the map into like the middle of nowhere. It just goes off the map, and it actually goes into wood processing plant. So you don't always have to bring it and put it in there and things like that. So little small things like that is pretty cool. So once you got your dinosaurs, like I said, they help you with so much. It makes everything much easier, and it's just and you can ride them too. So you can place your characters on them and ride them around the town. So like I said, when you ride some of the dinosaurs, and they have actually really good stats for fighting, you actually get a boost in stats. And this is where like the bandits and thing comes from. Sometimes your town get attacked by bandits, left or right. You can actually see them popping in, and the commentator will say, "Ooh, there's some bandits coming," and then you can just look around and hopefully you find them, and you can see them. They're like red. They have like this red, glowy, look to them, and then you place them right in front of them. They fight. Like I said, each character has their own stats, and their own stats. They are good at fighting. They're good at resource gathering and little small things like that. What you do is grab them, and then of course flip them over, and then you can see their stats and things like that. That's a good way to also level up your character too. You can see that when in the map, they have arrows popping on top of them. Grab them, flip them over, and then they level up. So little small things like that is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I only got to play maybe about 2 or 3 hours of it. I started the game and got a little bit further in. I actually got to the part where I started to mine, and then you'll see that in the video here where I'm mining and things like that. You got to protect your mine from bandits, little small things like that. I think that's pretty cool. It's a little bit tough right now, as you see. I don't know if I will put this in there, but I did lose. The bandit got to me, and I lost all that. And you just can't. I think you're supposed to lose that one, because you're not supposed to win, because they just waves and waves and waves of enemies. I don't think your guys strong enough, or at least my guys were strong enough to do anything like that. So fortunately, I lost that one. But like I said, I put about only 2 or 3 hours playing it. From what I played, I had a lot of fun playing it. I love the fact that you get this cool, like almost AR kind of look. I think that's what it's called, right? AR, where this is map that shows up, and you have direct controls of small little things like that with your hands, with the places you move controller, and you can pick up things, throw things. You could do kind of like the cool Iron Robot or whatever. Minority Report. With the screen, grab the screen, it pops up. You can throw you grab these little small tools and they become big and you use them and then you throw them away. Little small things like that to me was pretty cool. And of course, I'm a big fan of resource gathering anyway, so I'm a big fan of this type of game, and I actually really enjoy it.
Defend your outpost, big man.
But oh yeah, I do like the cartoony look to the game too. I think that looks pretty cool. It matches the style. You know, your characters look cartoony, the dinosaurs look cartoony. Even the land that you're on looks really cartoony. It looks pretty cool. I like that little aesthetic to the game. But the only problem I have with the game is it can be overwhelming in the beginning before you get to dinosaurs. You know, you always have to manage, you know, your characters. Sometimes they fly out and fight other people, you know, dinosaurs, and they lose, and you're like, oh snap, I need to go grab them before they die. When they're chopping down trees and you forget about them, you got all these, you know, pieces of wood just laying around. You're like picking up one by one. But it remedies itself once you get dinosaurs. So I guess, you know, just like a few hours and you should be good to go. Other than that, you can, oh yeah, also the fact that you can't really, as far as I've played, you can't really select your characters or a bunch of your characters like in like a real-time strategy game. You can only pick up one at a time with your hands, or two, I guess you could do on both hands and then place them. But it'll be a little bit tough to do when you're trying to manage. You know, if you get them both in one hand, in each hand, and you have to hit the middle button and you have to like scoot the map around, that can be a little bit overwhelming. So but like I said, other than that, I really enjoy the game. I really, you know, from the few hours I played, I'm gonna put more hours into it, have more fun. Like I said, I had a lot of fun just playing, you know, VR period, and this game is totally a game that I would suggest people go out and buy, just because it's, if you have a VR, PlayStation VR, it's awesome. I don't know if it's coming out for other VRs, maybe it is, but it's a game that I would definitely go out and buy when if you have a VR. So anyways, hopefully everybody enjoys a look at Dino Frontier on the PlayStation VR, which is on the PlayStation 4. So like I said, thanks for watching. I'll see everybody next time. This is Omega Bell, and I am out for today. Peace out.
Are you cooking something? Are you cooking something? I hope you're cooking something. Seriously, guys, is anybody cooking anything? I hope you're cooking something. Oh, I hope you're cooking something, because I'm real hungry.